You guys aren't feeling too nervous, like you couldn't sleep?
They've been excited the whole time we've been here. They've been pretty excited. So.
I mean, there's not much to be nervous about now, right? It's not going to change, right? Whatever's going to happen tomorrow, it's going to be based on the way you guys think, not on the way that you guys sit here feeling. You know, I was just talking to the Fort Collins kids about, we spend most of the time talking about your mental thoughts, you know, the things that detract from your races, the things that take away from the races, and most of those things are things that pop into your head that maybe you do have control of, and sometimes people struggle with that. Like, you have control about, you know, how you run the race, right? Coach is going to tell you the plan, you know, whatever that is, and you control how you run that race. Now, inevitably, things are going to change and happen in that race that you have to adapt to, but adapting in that race is going to be key, because if you have these negative, this is what I was saying to them, if you have these negative thoughts that come into your head and you don't deal with them and adapt, that's what makes a race bad. Because those things will happen no matter what in the race. You'll have all those obstacles in the race, things that pop up in your head. For me, I've had that in some of my best races where, you know, I just wanted to quit, bag it, you know. I told them when I ran 12:56, I thought at least 3 times about dropping out of that race. And those are the moments when that thing pops in your head, when you take control of it and put it in place something positive. And those are the moments that get you through and make great, you know, okay performances or bad performances into great performances. Alberto, my coach, is always known for being the toughest guy in the world. And he said if people knew the amount of times that I had doubt and self-doubt in my head, they would never think I was the toughest guy in the world. And it happens to everybody. But it's the way you deal with those moments that makes the difference. You know, when something happens, you know, you fall, you end up getting buried on accident, you have to adapt and change at that moment. And so you have to just be able to be focused on that one thing, whatever that is, whether you get a side stitch, trip over the hay bale, how are you going to respond to it and make the most out of it, because it's going to happen no matter what. And I think that you guys are in a good position. I was telling them too, you're another team that's coming out of altitude. This is going to be a course for altitude runners. It's a real strength course, and you guys will be able to hold on a lot better, I think, through the later stages of the races. Just remember that, because, you know, 3K, 4K, that's when it gets tough. That's sometimes those thoughts will pop in at those critical moments in the race, and try to maybe fill that with some of those things. Like, we have the strength that a lot of teams don't. So I would just maybe have those coping mechanisms put in place. I mean, we work with sports psychologists and stuff like that. Always trying to think of positive reinforcement things that we can do and ways that we can prepare for the race. And at this point, there's not a lot you can do except for maybe reflect a little bit over the course of the last couple hours tonight. Just a little bit of quiet time. It doesn't have to be a lot to dwell. You don't want to dwell and get yourself, you know, completely psyched out. But at the same time, give yourself a couple minutes of just maybe some positive thought, positive things about tomorrow, and take those things. Shut it off afterwards. Go out your normal, whatever makes you guys feel comfortable. You know, you guys are with your best friends. Hang out with your best friends after that. But give yourself those couple of minutes to really last reflecting and focus and say, hey, we made it to nationals and we're ready to go. And there's not much we can do now except for believe and trust. And you're good to go.